How's it going, Top 5 TV? My name is Jack and welcome to my preview for the Preston North End game taking place at the City Ground on Saturday in the Sky Bet Championship. So Preston are a side that, off the back of a really good, really impressive win in midweek, a 2-1 away victory against a team who before that were unbeaten in the league in Bournemouth. Brilliant result for them. They, from all accounts, played really well, defended really well, dug in deep, did what they needed to do to cut 3 points, and first team to beat Bournemouth in the league this season. So that's a huge achievement for them, huge achievement for anyone in the league. It would have been, and they've managed to break the duct of a Bournemouth side who we couldn't beat. Let me just say, any team before Preston played them couldn't beat them. So it's a good achievement, that's what I'm trying to say. Before that in the league, I think it was a 2-0 win. I can't remember who it was against, but it's last 2 games, 2 wins. They're 2 players above us in the league and 2 points above us. They're going to be on a high after that nice midweek win. Obviously, we come off the back of a 1-0, where I didn't get to see the game, unfortunately. I've not really been able to get to see many games recently. I've been quite busy. Might be a bit of a push to be able to get round to this one on Saturday. I am quite busy at the minute, so hopefully I can do, because I really don't like missing Forest games. But sometimes, sometimes it's got to be done, unfortunately. But from the Tuesday night match, I saw a lot of people say we should have had a penalty. The referee wasn't very great. Colback apparently played really well. A lot of question marks over Garner's performance. People saying he wasn't very good, even though he did win man of the match, which it's a bit strange, My dad, who was watching the game, didn't really say he did very well. I think he said the only touches he really had was free kicks and corners. It's been a bit of a shame with Garner, because I know that he has the ability. We know, of course, he has the ability. Under Houghton, last season he was excellent. When we had him from January to the end of the season, he was superb. Probably the shining light at the club. But this season, I don't know whether it's the style, the tactics, whether I don't know what it is, but he's just not been the same, and it's a shame because we know what he can do. You just have to look back at some of the games last season, QPR at home, Cardiff away, just to name a couple. Some brilliant performances from him, and we know what he can do, and we know what he's able to produce, but unfortunately he's just not really been able to do that. It's a bit of a shame, but hopefully he can rekindle that, and we can see him moving forward positively for the club. Grabban came off the bench, scored again. Grabban really is back. I'm really, really pleased to see it. Under Sabri, obviously 20 goals in one season. First time that happened since I think it was 2003. So that's huge for him, huge for the club that was. And hopefully this season we can sort of see figures similar to that last season. You can't really blame Grabban too much, because I don't think very many players were any good last season at all, to be honest. It was a really poor season all round for the club, and in a very negative defensive style of play, it's hard to really expect him to score many goals. He did finish top goal scorer I definitely was in the league. I'm not sure in all comps, but so I think he's got positivity in terms of that to move forward with. Given the fact that even in a poor season, he did come out top goal scorer. But I think this season we could see close to sort of the Sabri numbers for Grabban. He looks so much happier, so much more confident, so much more energetic, believes more in himself, which is fantastic to see. Came off the bench, right place, right time, got the goal. He's a sort of player who doesn't need to be blistering pass plays. Doesn't need to use real raw pace like you would see on a Mighton or a Johnson. But he just knows where to be. Just gets in that position, knows where the back of the net is, and for someone like that in this league, that could be huge for us. And he almost fired us to playoffs in that season under Sabri. Hopefully he can do something similar this season. I think there's no reason why he can't. But I think it's huge that he's regained his form, found his feet again, and he's going in a positive direction. But no, in terms of Preston, they've got some really, really smart players for the Championship. Daniel Johnson is someone that's always threatened to move. I'm not saying that obviously he's coming in and saying I want to leave, but he's always sort of been that player who's been on the edge of a move. He always gets linked away to some lower end Premier League teams, higher up Championship sides. He's really got a bit about him. He's a really creative player, technical player in the middle of the park for Preston. Been there for a good number of years now, so he's definitely a fan's favourite, and he's a player we're going to have to watch out for. I think there's a striker they've got called Reese. Not sure too much about him, but I know that he scored against Bournemouth, and he's done really well at the start of this season. Really finding himself on the score sheet quite a lot. So he's somebody again you're gonna have to look out for. Sean Maguire, he's quite a quick player. Tom Barkhuizen, another quick player. When I was watching them against Liverpool in the Cup, he had a long throw on in Barkhuizen, so you're gonna have to keep our eye on that one. Sepp van der Berg from Liverpool on loan. He looks like a good centre back. They've got some really good players. They're a nice team, Preston, and I don't really dislike them in any way. They're a decent side. Solid Championship team. Been around this league for a long time now. Really established in this division. A team that sort of try and challenge the playoffs. Fall short more times than not. But they're a good side, and with a couple of additions, they could be up and about there. Frankie McAvoy, never heard of him before he got the job. He's doing all right. They're sort of in around the same sort of situation as us at the minute. It could be a really interesting game. I think good set of players for both sides. Two teams, I would say, on good form. I mean, 2 wins out of 2 in the league for Blackpool. For Preston is fantastic for them. As for us, 2 draws where we've had to get late goals. That attitude of never laying down is something that any team are going to struggle with. And I love it. I love the fact that you can come towards the last 10 minutes and you've still got a chance. I think under the likes of Houghton, you come to 10 minutes to go and you're sort of thinking, just do something, please, come on. But with Cooper, you're expecting something to happen. You're kind of knowing, you've got to have that belief that something will come in the last few minutes, and it did. 7 minutes to go on Tuesday night, last minute, first minute of extra time, if you will, against QPR, and we got the win. So it's going to be a really interesting game. 2 sides on good form, 2 sides who are going to be feeling confident. I think for me it's going to be a very similar lineup, if not the same. I'll quickly run through what I think it should be. Actually, no, there definitely will be a change, but I'll talk about that quickly. So I'm going to go Samba in goal, back 5 of Spence, Worrell, Figueiredo, McKenna, Lowe. He'll be coming back in. He should be coming back in for me. The midfield 2, I'd go with Yates and Colback. I think they've got a really good partnership. They've struck a really good duo in the middle of that park, and it's brilliant to see. I think they're doing really well together. 2 players that got a lot of stick under Houghton. A lot of fans are saying it's probably time for them to go. Maybe Yates isn't cut out for this level. Colback's sort of been and gone now. They've been really good. They're really, had that bit of confidence put back in them, and they're really able to create in the middle of the park and be a real force, which is great to see. And then for me, for the front 3, I'm going to go with Zinkernagel, Johnson, and Graben for me. So really looking forward to this one. In terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Forest win. Goals for me going from Graben, and I'm going to go with Johnson. I'm really looking forward to this one. It could be a bit of a difficult one. I think Preston could be a team who could cause us problems, off the back of, like I say, a brilliant, fantastic 2-1 win away at the Vitality Stadium for them. So they're going to be in the mood for it. It could be a difficult one. They could do us quite easily, but I won't say quite easily, but they could do us. They could be on the right side of the result. We could be on the right side of the result. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 Forest win with Graben and Johnson to score. So if you did enjoy, smash the like button, subscribe if you are new around here and you haven't done so already, and come on you Reds.